Well, hello everybody, and welcome to my Wicked review. I'm looking forward to this one. I had heard a lot about Wicked going back to its days as a Broadway play, but I never got the chance to get out to see it live on stage. I had always heard good things about it, and did get to hear some of the music, but I never got to see it for myself until now. So stay tuned for the review to see what I thought of it. But first I'll be showing you the merch search, as usual. And let me tell you, it was not hard to find merch for this movie. They were putting Wicked merchandise out on shelves months ahead of time. It looks like they've been expecting this to be one of the biggest movies of the year, and have been anticipating a big demand for Wicked merchandise, and they've been providing the supply. So let's take a look at some of that merchandise right now. Okay, so here we're looking at a Wicked calendar at a Books A Million for 2025, and here's a look at the back. And the Books A Million also included a Wizard of Oz calendar, which you can see right here, for that, referencing the classic movie, and here's the back of that. Now at Target, they had a Wicked board game, which I actually did get. So I may be doing a short on reviewing the board game at some point in the future. But here's a look at it front and back here now. And here's some Lego sets based on Wicked, if you want to build Glinda and Elphaba. And here's some more Lego sets. This one has minifigs of Glinda and Elphaba with settings from the movie. And you see more here. This looks like this is the dorm room, if I'm not mistaken. Now, these go back before Halloween, actually. I've been getting this footage for months. And here's a child's Halloween costume from Wicked. And here is the Wicked soundtrack on vinyl. And this is the original Broadway play soundtrack on vinyl. If you want to see the back of it here, I'll show you. There we go. So you can pause this if you want to take a look at the track list. This is, by the way, at a Barnes & Noble. And the Barnes & Noble also had this big display of Wicked merchandise. All on this one display. You see more of those Lego sets, some of the same ones. You see books, cards, toys, some of the same Lego sets again, all on display at this Books A Million, along with the original book. Now here's the Emerald City Lego set as well. And here's another book, Wicked Son of a Witch, and the original Wizard of Oz book as well. And here's a poster, movie poster. This was at a Five Below. So if you want to hang the movie poster on your wall. And at the Cinemark movie theater itself, they had these tumblers for sale, Wicked tumblers, in the green and blue color scheme of the movie. Green and pink, what am I saying? Blue monkeys, though. There's where the blue comes in. Here's the blue monkey plushes for the winged monkeys. And they also had slushies themed to Wicked for sale at the Cinemark. And also happened to be at another movie theater, an AMC, that had some Wicked merchandise, some Wicked hats here available. By the way, if you like what you see and would like to help this channel to grow, then go and click that subscribe button. It'll sure help me out a lot, and it might just brighten your day a little too. And if you'd like to be notified when I post a new video, you can ring that notification bell. Who rang that bell? Well, I did. Can't you read the notice? It's as plain as the nose on my face. It says, "Bell out of order, please knock." Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see a sign, but that wasn't a doorbell anyway, that was just the notification bell. A what? Well, the notification bell is like, uh, well, never mind. Oh, say, are you the person we need to talk to about getting in to see Wicked? Wicked? Why, nobody gets in to see Wicked. Not nobody, not no how. Even I've never seen Wicked. Really? Why is that? Don't you know, it's all sold out. There's no tickets left. Oh, but I already have a ticket. You do? Yeah, I bought my ticket online in advance. Well, bust my buttons. Why didn't you say that in the first place? That's a horse of a different color. Come on in. Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And now, on with the show. Wicked is a new film from Universal Pictures based on the popular Broadway musical by the same name. It is a prequel to the much-loved Wizard of Oz. More specifically, it is the origin story of the Wicked Witch of the West. It stars Cynthia Erivo as the witch, aka Elphaba, Ariana Grande as Galinda, aka Glinda, Jeff Goldblum as the wizard, and Michelle Yeoh as Madame Morrible. The movie, naturally, takes place in the land of Oz. As you probably already know, Oz is a land of magic and wonder, ruled by its beloved but mysterious Wizard of Oz. It is into this land that a baby named Elphaba is born. But Elphaba was born with green skin, which, despite the magical nature of this world, is seen as unnatural and disturbing by the people of Oz. This causes her to be shunned by society and even by most of her own family, including her stepfather. The only kindness she experiences is from her nanny and her little sister, Nessa Rose, who looks up to her. Elphaba is very protective of her little sister, both because her sister is kind and because she has special needs, having been confined to a wheelchair since birth. The girl's father sends Nessa Rose to boarding school, Shiz University, and orders Elphaba to go with her on her first day. As before, Elphaba's green skin leads to her being treated as an outcast. She has a particularly awkward encounter with a popular but self-absorbed student named Galinda. Then Elphaba, who has been hiding the fact that she has magical powers, accidentally loses control of those powers on campus while trying to protect her sister, creating a disturbance. But Madame Morrible, a teacher of the magic arts at the boarding school, covers for Elphaba and takes credit for the disturbance. She speaks to Elphaba privately and insists that Elphaba enroll in her magic program at Shiz. It seems that despite magic being all around them, people with the ability to control and wield that magic are extremely rare. The wizard has been looking for people gifted with that magical ability, and Morrible thinks that if she can teach Elphaba a little control, Elphaba might get an audience with the wizard, and perhaps more. Morrible assigns Elphaba to share a dorm room with Galinda. Galinda immediately resents this since she has arranged for a private room. This and some personality clashes lead to a rivalry between the two roommates. Will Elphaba and Galinda overcome their rivalry and become friends? Will Elphaba learn to control her magic and get to meet the wizard? Is the wizard what he seems to be, or is the land of Oz holding some dark secrets? And most importantly, can Elphaba control her destiny, or does her green skin doom her to be seen as nothing more than wicked? To be precise, this movie is Wicked Part 1, but it is not labeled as such until the end of the film. A Part 2 is planned for 2025. As a prequel, we know that this story needs to end with the characters in more or less the same place as they are when The Wizard of Oz begins. At the end of Part 1, some things have fallen into place, but it is still very hard to reconcile the characters, especially Elphaba, that we see here with the ones we remember from The Wizard of Oz. Part 2 will very much be needed for Wicked to feel complete. That being said, I am pretty impressed with the first half of this story. My favorite part is the cinematography. The movie is whimsical, beautiful, colorful, and quite grand in its scope and scale. It showcases the amazing vistas of Oz's countryside and grand views, and even a few sweeping overhead shots that punctuate some of the musical numbers. In this age of CGI, the overhead shots are probably simulated, but are still effective to help give the movie a look and feel reminiscent of movies from the golden age of Hollywood musicals. All the musical numbers were similarly grand, imaginative, and quite entertaining. I particularly enjoyed the number that was set in a library. The library's architecture was designed in an appropriately Oz style, and the dancing made full use of the unique environment. While their singing was impressive, the movie's cast is in the unenviable position of being compared to the Broadway cast, which includes the vocal powerhouse Idina Menzel, a ridiculously tough act to follow. The movie cast did well, but the Broadway cast had probably already nailed down the most iconic versions of the musical's songs before the movie even began. However, fans of the Broadway show will be pleased to see and hear Broadway stars Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth appear for one of the movie's musical numbers. I was a bit surprised at how much social commentary was included in the movie, but it seemed to be handled well. Before seeing the film, I had already gotten the impression, just through pop culture, that the story would feature Elphaba being subjected to prejudice because of her green skin, commenting on similar prejudices in the real world. The movie also managed to tackle such things as leaders singling out certain people or groups and scapegoating them for their own gain. The movie spoke of how insidious it can be to shun and ostracize certain people, as their ability to have their voice heard is taken away, as it was for the talking animal characters, who literally lost their ability to speak once they were cast out of Oz society. Another theme was popularity. The movie suggested that regardless of how great your ideas and talents may be, you still need to be popular and have the support of the people in order to accomplish anything. All this commentary on social ills does seem to generate a slight undercurrent of cynicism in this otherwise whimsical movie, but it's not enough to sour the experience. We also seem to be in the middle of an oddly specific trend in Hollywood movies right now, and Wicked is a part of that. That trend is prequels and/or origin stories that tell the tale of best friends who are tragically destined to one day become mortal enemies, such as Elphaba and Glinda in Wicked, Optimus Prime and Megatron in Transformers 1, and Mufasa and Scar in the upcoming Lion King prequel Mufasa. It seems to be a formula that is working so far. Transformers 1 and Wicked are both good movies. I'm curious now to see how Mufasa will measure up. Wicked should be great for fans of Wizard of Oz, fans of musicals, and fans of fantasy. The only audiences I see not liking it are those that are purists regarding their escapist fantasy worlds. If that slight hint of cynicism is not to your taste, this might not be your movie. For everyone else, grab your broomsticks and get ready to try Defying Gravity.